back down to supply zone. Let me see, because I just tried to refresh Benzinga Pro. It's not working right now for some reason. Good morning. Yep, Tesla earnings are tomorrow. Um, we're gonna talk about a couple of different stocks right now. Um, Watchlist is nearly the same as yesterday, but still some pretty good setups. So, oh yeah, lots of juice earnings for sure. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Come on. Benzinga Pro is not loading. Hmm, that's not good. What's the watch list? Facebook, Baba, Square, Tesla, Microsoft. Yeah, just a minute, guys. I'm trying to troubleshoot Benzinga Pro right now. Um, yeah, I'm on YouTube right now, so you guys can hop on there. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our news here in just a moment. Unfortunately, for some reason, Benzinga Pro is not loading on my computer. I just tried to do it several different times. So, um, all right, it's 8:33. We'll give it till 8:35, guys, and we'll go ahead and get started with the news. Yeah, let's see where Baba's at right now on pre-market. All right, Baba looks good. That's a nice gap, nice range. 93 to 94.60. Facebook. Perfect. A lot of interesting setups here. A lot of stuff up against supply. So I'm curious to see how we play out today. We have, I think we have some pretty good setups going into today. I think Facebook is a good setup. I like this one above 211, 60. Oh, we're backwards on TikTok. What does fill the gap 90% of the time mean? Exactly what that sounds like. So when you identify and spot gaps on charts, um, most of the time, depending on the stock, it will fill that gap. Um, and that's just usually due to high frequency traders, oftentimes driving momentum into those low volume places because it is a little bit more liquid sometimes, depending on the cause of the gap. So. All right, ready. Let's go ahead and let's get to the news, guys. If you're on TikTok, make sure to leave a like. If you're on YouTube, same thing. Um, Today maybe day trade quick. Guys, yeah, I got a lot going on, with everything. So, I wish I could elaborate a little bit deeper, but, everything should be done. I'm just having to do what I did a couple of months ago, um, all over again. So, um, hopefully, I can stay here till about 10:30, 11 o'clock. But as soon as we get back and set up, I'll be hanging out a lot more, a lot longer. So, all right. So to start off the news here, that's spam. Hold on 1 second. Yep. Anyway, U.S. stock index futures edged lower with investors awaiting further earnings cues. Remember what I said? European shares fell on worries about war in Ukraine and aggressive monetary policy tightened by U.S. Federal Reserve. Chinese stocks ended down, with traders watching whether tough pandemic controls might be relaxed, while Japan's Nikkei rose but failed to close above the psychological 2,700 mark or 27,000 mark, as concerns about the upcoming earnings season. A weaker yen and U.S. monetary policy outlooked limited gains against a basket of other currencies. The dollar advanced slightly, supported by a U.S. High U.S. Treasury yields, and oil prices slipped into volatile trading and demand concerns. Gold prices ticked lower from more than a month high. Housing data and results from IBM and Netflix will be close watch later in the day. J&J, they suspended sales of the forecast for the COVID-19 vaccine. They cut profit view. Halliburton profit nearly doubles. That may be why LMT actually moved down. I've read something. Halliburton profit nearly doubles as crude surge boost drilling demand. Halliburton posted an 85% rise in first quarter adjusted profits as a rally in crude prices boosted its demand for oil field services and equipment. Um, Preview as well. Tesla earnings under pressure from Shanghai factory halt. Tesla investors on Wednesday will be keeping an eye on whether electric car company maintains its ambition 2022 delivery target as the biggest factory. Shanghai grapples with a COVID-19 lock or shutdown and new plants slowly ramp up output. Um, More private equity firms have now expressed interest in a Twitter deal. Um, that is just kind of loosely based. There's nothing really there. Um, 1 second. Let me see if Nzinga Pro will hop on. I feel kind of naked, but it's not loading. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, there we go. Nzinga Pro is alive. Yay! Uh, Kronos. This is not a. This is only stocks. Listen, if I could sit here and pretend to tell you what I don't know about cryptocurrencies, but um, yeah, I'm, I'm gonna politely, gently, and with great care block you. If you start a chain in here, please, I'd like to read everybody's comments. By the way, in pre-market here this morning, Plug Power moving up to $28.20. There you go. Rolls Royce to the moon. I like that.
The LAD blend, the lab says on April 18th, committed to a workforce reduction plan. That's probably November Delta.
Excuse me. Sorry. Um, let's see. Trying to. Moderna did state that the company said on its COVID-19 booster designed to target the beta variant as well as original coronavirus generated a better immune response against a number of other variants, including Omicron. Moderna said the results were a good sign of the company's plans for future two-shot targeting COVID-19 variants. I still say that it would have been way cooler if those who didn't want to get vaccinated could have done a vaccination mud run with darts. Way cooler. Um, let's see here. The company has Uber has scrapped up mandatory face masks for its riders and drivers in the United States. Adding that the riders will have an option to cancel the trip if they feel uncomfortable. All right, that's about it.
Bodum, the interim CFO. That's X-ray Romeo Alpha Yankee.
Yeah, so they withdrew the mask mandate. I don't know why they reposted that. All right. So my watch list today, or going into today, guys. Oh, real quick, I guess I gotta go over the economic calendar. We got housing starts, which already came out. I'll refresh the page and building permits. Um, And it looks like those were in line or above. Okay, and then
Next line
earnings.
says Don Casey has been terminated as
Shipping
company,
company.
and will cease
Them. I played with them.
board member.
If you guys want to have any of your charts requests, like I'll take a look at your no, this is not Forex. I'd be happy to take a look at it for you. But please hit the link in the bio, hop on YouTube. That way I can actually read your comments and get to those. So anyway, earnings for today, guys. You guys already know it. We've got Netflix. You've also gonna have Tesla IV. We talked about
previously.
all right, Charlie. I feel like you're listening to my screen.
XREY.
Um, but so Tesla, obviously, we can expect some volatility. It is on the watch list today. It has a decent gap to the upside. It has a decent target to the downside. So I will be watching Tesla and Netflix today. I do not see any, and I said this last night, I do not see any good straddles. Everything looks like it's going to take your money. Based on the setup that we have for Netflix, I could be wrong, but I've been through a lot of earnings, and I just not really expecting, based off last earnings, for Netflix to make a monumental move. Could I be wrong? 100%. You take your own bet, make your own decision. But that's my thoughts on Netflix because I do know a lot of you guys are taking straddles. But what I do think could be lucrative is just simply IV on Tesla. I think even Snapchat could be pretty fun. I think Top Shelf already signaled AA. So you guys already have some earning plays going on there. As far as my watch list today, guys, I've got Facebook, Marky Mark, 212. I have 211.80, but 212 really is going to be that mark that we're going to watch. Funny. We're going to watch for Facebook to break. This is also a break and downtrend. I've kind of showed you guys this, I think yesterday. You'll see it right there, just pulling it back. You're kind of an elongated channel, and I am anticipating for this channel to potentially break. If you zoom down to the lower time frame, you'll also notice that there's a lower time frame and potential inverse head and shoulders. So a lot of people ask me, like, is this an inverse head and shoulders? Is this an inverse head and shoulders? This is the setup for an inverse head and shoulders. And one of the reasons why I would say definitively so, yes, they can be at angles sometimes, but for the most part, I want to see the shoulders bounce off of the same mark. It just makes for a cleaner setup and way more recognizable. And as you guys can see here in pre-market, Facebook is simply sitting and there is no gap. So even if there is a small gap, that's okay. We'll allow for that gap fill. So what do you do when you see a gap up? You look for a place to bounce below you, and that bounce level is going to be 210.50 and 210.65. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that one. There is places to leg in above 211, but you have to know that if you're touching, or excuse me, if you're playing weeklies, touching weeklies, just sounds weird. That you need to, you can't hold. You're not day trading. Your expiration, you're holding a decaying asset. Are you numb? Are you talking right now? Is he talking? Am I numb? Comfortably numb? What is he talking about? Hold on. I don't see. I don't see you, maybe. Oh, he's not on. Sorry, now I'm distracted. Anyway, so Facebook has a really good lower time frame inverse head and shoulders. There's a couple of really clean targets and levels to watch. Again, 212. 212 is going to be pretty big. Above 212, you've got a level of 212.55, and then my 500 HMA here, which is marking 213.15. So if we get a good strong move today from the Qs, that's where I would be looking. All right, you guys are saying good morning, and I don't see Manny in the chat. Why? Are you just saying good morning in general? Oh, you're saying good morning to Mandingus. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that Manny wasn't talking because I do that all the time. Anyway, so Facebook's on watch. Microsoft. So man, we called this one. Sheesh. It was crazy, actually, to see it happen because it's just the beauty of technical analysis. Granted, I didn't play it. Really wasn't. Sometimes, guys, you just have to acknowledge your mental state or whether or not you feel that you're capable of doing something. Um, it was moving. The rejection here was obvious. The 271, we talked about this support level, and we also talked about this dynamic support, which set Microsoft up for a fake out for those who just look at key levels. That's why I don't look at just key levels. But 278.80, that candle closed, and we got a really big pop back up. Now, Microsoft pulled back down to 279.66, so rather than its counterparts, it has not gapped up, but it is in what it could potentially be a reversal pattern. So right above 281.36, I'm going to be targeting this resistance. So you can see there's a higher or a larger time frame setup here. Let's go to the hourly. So there it is right there. And we talked about this yesterday. That's a nice candle. And I think that we have another tap of resistance possibly. The only thing that we can do in these situations, y'all, is take positions that make us feel less anxiety. So we're not putting our over risking. We're not going ham, but we are taking good expiration contracts. And then when you see those level breaks, that's when I am likely going to be utilizing um, these weekly contracts. So, Rosenblatt initiated coverage on Netflix with a neutral rating, announces price target of 354. They also covered Roku with a buy rating of 188 and Twitter of a target of 46. Neutral rating on that one. Good morning. What's up, everybody? Tesla upgraded 1225 from 12 by who? The indicator that I'm using right here, guys, is called the Whole Suite Ribbon Indicator by In Silico. And it is a momentum HMA driven indicator. I like it. So anyway, that's Microsoft. I've also got Square. So Square was fun yesterday. The we exited. I mean, it was perfect. We literally, when I called out that I was gone and left a runner, that runner got smacked around. I still have it, but I'm ready to cut it and I'm ready to take this to the upside or the downside. Doesn't matter because below 118. I'm holding below 117.75. I'm holding, maybe even thinking about adding as we go for our fourth touch of support. If we do not, the same level that we 1, 2, 3, 4 times hit, right? Then that's going to be the level that we need to break above. The ceiling becomes the floor becomes the ceiling. And so that's our key level right above us. We need to get above 120. So above 120, and I'd say a safe run happens after 121.58 with obviously positive market movement. And I would be targeting this 126.70, 126 even. I could add the 25 cents to it, but that 200-day moving average, the 200-day moving average on the hourly is one of the more respected moving averages on that time frame. So, good morning, Finesse. You know you can. Did you DM me on Discord? You should do that.
Morning.
Well, hello there.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
I'm here, getting it done.
I heard your voice for so long.
I feel like I haven't ever heard your voice either, dude. I wasn't even sure if you had ever existed. No, I'm kidding. It was all a dream. Um, I'm just finishing up my watch list, man. I'll let you get. Um, Rosenblatt also just covered Spotify, guys. 150 price target on that one with a neutral rating. Rosenblatt. So Square. We've got Square. Manny might. I feel it in my bones that Tesla's on his watch list, so I may just leave it to the big dogs. But um, one or 10-14 guys, yesterday's high. There's a small gap to fill. So for those of you guys who are scalping 10-22, I think that could be a good move. But I also think that there's also just a little bit. I think it's 10-25, 85. That's possibly a better level to watch for. That was the previous. Over here, you guys can see we held that level really, really well. So that's a key level above us. That also marks the top of that gap. But if you break above that on Tesla, I would say the next target is that 200-day EMA, and that's 1040. I don't think that'll happen today. I don't see any reason why that would happen today. Um, but yeah, so Tesla is on my watch list for a potential quick scalp. And then last one is Baba. So Baba broke out of a channel that I was watching. It actually does have a rounded top, and it is nearing a potential gap. So right now, I'm trying not to be obviously over biased on this one, but I will be looking to take a short position below 92 bucks with the target of $90, $91.21 and $89.37. I should have had those levels marked, but right there and right there.
Market update, S&P
So,
down to
um,
5, down 2, NASDAQ down 13.25.
last one that I'm gonna throw on my watch list, guys, is Plug Power. Manny's net worth. Um, so right now they are trading higher. Plug Power will deliver up to 20 tons per day of liquid green hydrogen to power material handling lift trucks across Walmart distribution and fulfillment centers in the United States. Walmart has worked with Plug Power to adopt and expand hydrogen fuel cells throughout its facilities for more than 10 years. So that did cause a pop in pre-market. If you look at the overall setup here on the daily, it's a little bit puzzling, but I'm running it this resistance off the top. All of my charts are gone. And we still have a potential resistance around $33. So I will be watching Plug Power today. I don't like gaps, but this one is small enough where it could fill. Or if we climb up and around $28.50 with good volume, I may end up taking next week's $30 strike or $33 strike. So, but anyway, that's it for me. I'll let Manny get to it. Um,
Another day, another choppy.
Manny with a dose of reality.
I mean, the reality is that you look at your dating. That's pretty much where we're at. I mean, last week, I know he was gone pretty much the whole week. But I was telling everybody since since Monday, I was like, "Yo, this is gonna be a shitty week. Like, I'm not gonna trade. I know it's gonna be a range bound week." And then if you look at SPY's daily, that's exactly what we had. We had 4 days up in range, 444,
Yep.
all the way to 438. Just 4 days, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So unless we start doing the whole staircase move, which is we start stepping down, if we don't see that, then we're just gonna stay in this range. Gamma is at around 20.6 billion of exposure since yesterday's close. Sadly, I don't have the data of yesterday before the market opened, so I don't know how much it was shut off. As I posted today, price action is where it has to work as a staircase. It needs to step down and step below to continue lower, or vice versa to the upside. I'm not looking too short till I see market near or at yesterday's lows. I'm not looking too long till I see 440 reclaimed and held as a push to our 445 resistance. Before I keep going, remember, I'm a day trader, I'm a scalper. I like to trade this session. If you're swinging short, this doesn't obviously apply to you. You know what I mean? You have your own stop, you have your own plan, you have your own everything. But what I'm saying today just applies to today's session. You get me? I'm not gonna go short till we break yesterday's low, and I'm not gonna go long till we break, 440. It's straight up. That's what I see for the market. This choppy price action, as I mentioned, It's been 4 days already at this point. We're by 5 if you want to consider yesterday's chop fest. I don't want to consider yesterday. I'm trying to like not really consider yesterday as a choppy day, because there was no volume. We had a lot of I think some of Asian markets were closed. We had European markets closed. We had a lot of different like low volume. I would say reasons to have low volume. So that's where I'm pretty much out with that. The important levels, in my opinion, is going to be 440 on SPY. Again, this is going to be our resistance. And keep in mind, Jay Powell is going to be live on Thursday at around 1. That's the only like strong economic event that we have. Pretty much, yeah, that's where we're at. We're setting up, in my opinion, we're going to make a new yearly low. It's what the charts are saying, but it looks like it's not going to be an easy flush stack. It's
No.
going to be a bit of a staircase. But to add to this, on Sunday I think I said on my Instagram story was Sunday I said Zelensky woke up gold. He said that the talks were pretty much dead with Russia. I think gold went from 1980 to like 1998 overnight. It's about 180 points up. That's great. And I said, gold near 2K. This is when it's selling commences. You gotta. Let's use common sense here. Nobody's gonna be buying gold at 1996. Nobody's gonna be buying that 2K breakout. Nobody like. Listen, inflation is high. The news was the pre-CPI. The CPI was the news being released. So the rumor was the CPI numbers are going to be really high. The news was the release, and that's it. They were high. We get it. Gold dropped. You get what I mean? Gold went to 1996. Right now, gold is trading at 1966. We're talking about a 300 point drop since pretty much yesterday, right? Gold is beginning its sell cycle. From this point now, gold is going to go to the 1900s again. It's going to bring in a new wave of buyers. And then this, if you want to go long, buy when gold is at that price. It's a nice little average to have and wait for that to move up again. Remember, we've seen this already for 2 cycles. That CPI, pre-CPI pump, and then it gets dumped after. So, we start setting up a week before the next CPI. All right. So gold is being easy to trade. It's making easy money. You just need common sense and not be hopeful, because you got to remember what the whole aspect of gold is. Gold is a position that a lot of banks, a lot of hedge funds, they're delta neutral on. Remember, there's not that much physical gold to exercise all the contracts that are currently, out and about for gold, right? So it's a type of metal that again it pumps and it dumps. It's literally that, but it does it in a macro environment. It does it in about 300 point moves. It's a big move. It's not gonna pump and dump like a penny stock in one day. So if again to go back to it, if gold loses 1960, the move into the 1900s is gonna be easily with the weeks to follow into the new one. So that's what I said today. I know Garrett said if I was watching Tesla, I see it. 1, 2, 3, 4 days ranging. I like what he said about the highs. Till it takes out those highs and accepts it, you can have a move into that 1030, but there's a lot of overhanging supply.
Yeah, a lot. Big.
Over 1916, all the way to 1943, there's a bunch of supply.
Yeah, today's trades aren't something that I see holds. We're still inside. Like, for example, so if you're somebody who wants to hold through a move, if you're looking for like big directional moves, like right now, I'm still looking at staying in these setups. Like, for example, Microsoft, right? We just talked about it. Look at the hourly, right? It's a setup to play, so you could take, potential speculative positions long, based on, the overall setup and sentiment. And you got Square, same thing. We talked about that. Square's got that kind of crazy looking channel going on right now, with the potential. It's still inside of the price action from last week. So the optimal breakout trades, or strong momentum, or whether it just be like these large consolidation patterns breaking out, just doesn't seem likely at the moment. And what I really think is that the volatility and volume being driven by earnings is likely what's going to turn the market over. And like Manny said, I don't think it's going to be easy. And I think that describes earnings in itself. It's usually dragged out over 4 weeks, and with the big chunk of it right in the middle, which we're going to see the result on paper for a lot of these companies to see how supply chain issues have affected them, and a lot of the things that a lot of the things end up catching up with these companies, and especially ones that set really high expectations but could be afflicted by those supply chain issues. So other companies may thrive and do well, but due to inflation. But that's just my opinion. But sorry, Manny.
I mean, yeah, everything's right. And it applies to everything, like I get the inflation's high, but guys, remember how the market works. The market cycles in rumors and then news releases. These rumors bring in the speculation, and the news release brings in the volume. That's how the market cycles. Always. It has never not done it like this.
Yep.
So anytime you see a rumor and you see the stock rising, yeah, buy into the rumor. But when the news comes out, just know everybody that bought with you is selling at the release.
Yep.
Liquidity, right? They try to disrupt. Sorry, they try to not disrupt the market by seeking liquidity. It just so happens sometimes there's not enough, and yeah, they disrupt the market. It is what it is. Robinhood to acquire Ziglu. What is that?
I have no idea. Probably a competitor. Somebody asked me about Upstart. This has got to be the worst chart I've ever seen in my life. Not like the worst. It's just it used to trade at $400.
To say like, if you're stuck with bills or just whatever related debt, and then Upstart is being very easy to give loans, right?
Yeah.
They're just giving you money and everything, but that the risk that those loans carry. That's the same as giving a person that only pays cash or gets paid cash a house.
Yeah.
A mortgage. You know what I mean? So it looks like Upstart is trying to get that to look good on their earnings report. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I think they're trying to get all these loans and shit to make it look like, hey, look how many loans we have. But I think they're all bad loans, my opinion.
It looks really bad. The technical chart kind of makes me want to take a put out on it, because it has fallen and lost more than half, if not more, of its previous valuation. And it is currently sitting out on the previous support, our demand zone below it, and you can see that right there. You have a typical Head and Shoulders type setup here. So I would say below 70. Yeah, there's a large gap. That's the kind of gap that I would trade into. And that's you could gap down into that earnings. So into that earnings gap, but. All right. It's 9:04. Anybody watching airlines today wondering if a mask mandate lift will get them moving again? They did that on Uber. Uber did that too. Yeah, everybody's lifting the mask. No. So yesterday, I cut Facebook. It hit my stop. I had a tight stop on Facebook. It did end up rebounding, but it is on the watch list today. The thing about this, guys, is when I take like one call, unless I'm taking a really long expiration, which I wasn't, those are planned out to be day trades. So when I got that rejection and it fell, I immediately cut it, and it actually had really good levels to the downside. And that goes for Microsoft and everybody else. But hey yo, what's up? But yeah, I'm watching Facebook today. And I'm gonna tell you guys what, like 211.75, like that's the level. 211.80, that's the level for Facebook. From there, I'm probably just gonna slap the button. If we take an hour to get there, I'm sorry guys, I got too much to do. I'm not gonna, if it's 10:30 and we're not making any moves, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and face diapers rock. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. So Did I?
Dexterity commences multi.
If we lose 19, well, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna push below 1960. We got the shit low already. We got about 200 points as the highest. But if we confirm 1960, I'm gonna short this thing.
I see Zendesk with a resistance at 133. You can see that downtrend right there. So that would be what I'd be looking for. The gap is kind of ugly. And the only thing I would say there is look at that. So you've got a confluence here. So watch for that, 132.55, and then I actually think that you may end up falling. You look kind of bearish running up to that. You visiting the Scientology building? Those people are crazy. All right, I mean, if you're still on Facebook, you're probably not down bad at all. Yes, I am watching Plug. I am watching Tesla. Um, work. Thank you. I am. Would QQQ make for a good swing trade long at the 318 mark?
Ooh, gold is about a timber 1960.
You said 318? You talking about? I mean, I'm sure you'll bounce at 318, but that's a long ways away. You still have a potential reversal coming at. If we're red today, y'all, I say 334.28, and we could red to green. So watch for that. Otherwise, I mean, we have what could potentially be an inverse head and shoulders on the Qs. So don't sleep on it. We are at a reversal pattern. Guys, I would say QQQ, take it seriously, 334, 343, excuse me. And then the top of that zone, which is going to be 346.85. So voice of an angel, get out of here, dude. Bear flag. Yeah, so I wouldn't actually say, I would rescind that statement. No, I don't think that's a bear flag. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a support to go long for a bounce, but, I can't predict whether or not if things are going terrible for everybody, if war is getting worse, then yeah, we could flush through that level, so.
I think well, not we, but they started the second phase, right?
Ooh.
War. Oh, the attacker.
Yeah, they've regrouped and pulled back, and I've been, which, it's propaganda's for, but there's a lot of like other conflicts that aren't not being talked about. They're just not really. Yeah, there's just not like main headlines right now. So there's a lot of other things like ramping up that could like make this worse. So just hoping that it doesn't. Somehow humans could just maybe not do war. That'd be great. Let's see here. STSS. I can't chart that. That's one candlestick. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, fam. This one is looks like it's going ham in pre-market from yesterday's 174. This is probably news related. You've got a couple of levels, 240 and 260. But other than that, there's not really much for me to give you here without just making up a story. Once upon a time, there was two candlesticks. Yeah, go for it. Oh, Manny, do you have gamma models? Did you already go over those?
Yeah, I posted that in my channel.
But it doesn't make sense unless you say it out loud. Oh, that's right. Sorry. I was writing. All right, I'm gonna really quickly, no offense, by the way, about the STSS. I just can't. There's not much to do there. So, what do I think about SPY? Would SPY be considered a symmetrical triangle? Um, it's SY, by the way. What time frame are you talking about? Symmetrical triangle. I personally think SPY kind of has an ugly looking rounded top a little bit, but I think it's pretty simple today. We've got SPY basically 440. And then you got a resistance level right around 442. So that's the upside levels. Downside for SPY, 430, 435.62. You've got a little, just a little bit of a leg down here to 434.65. Hourly time frame. Let me throw my pivot points too. Let's see what the pivots look like. Oh man, I was on the money with that, dude. Damn, I am a pivot point. 434.40, yeah. Sweet. And then below that you got 430.87. So and I would concur, I would totally agree with those levels as still potential inverse head and shoulders levels. So Kendrick announced a new album yesterday. What? Are you serious? Who? When you hear the word Kendrick and album.
Oh, that, bro.
Okay, okay. Manny who?
Gary just said something, and I was like, what? Who? I know who Kendrick is.
Don't have any short squeeze candidates. No, I don't. Vaccines could, yes, vaccines could fall. I didn't think about that. Johnson Johnson, oof, below 176.75. Excuse me, 176.65. You've got a level down to 175.75, so a dollar drop there. Daily time frame, what are you looking like? Terrible, always terrible. 173. 173.75 if Johnson and Johnson pulls back. mRNA. Oh shit, dude. There was a perfect bear flag on that, dude. I could have shorted mRNA. Watch for a little small gap fill, but you actually might see mRNA back down to 135. That one actually has a pretty crazy looking setup. Yeah, it does. Wow. I already did SoFi. Real quick, guys, I'm gonna read out Top Shelf's levels. He posted those. Rolly, if you don't mind, make sure to drop that. You probably already did. But drop that in your watch list or wherever you drop your levels, somewhere in Top Shelf Trades, so that people can find it after we read it, so it doesn't get lost in the chat. But he's got the MU ATR, or excuse me, level up trigger is 72.10. Level up is 73.39. You know what? I'm just gonna post this. How about that? Right here.
Let's talk about PayPal. Let's just talk about what a shitty company it is, and how they would hold money for no reason.
Oh, don't get me started, dude.
The brand of this time.
Yeah, they would just be like, "You're a fraud."
Dude, it is the worst. Oh my god! If I could describe PayPal as it's an Elon company. That's what it is. It's a company that was created by this man that has been cursed to just be a shit company, because that's what this man does. He creates shit companies that are good, in PR, but it's a shit company.
SNPX.
Here? What the fuck?
It's
That's so weird.
Jersey for $17.3 million.
These are top shelf.
What the fuck? You guys are like, this ought to be good. Manny grant time. You guys are ready for it.
Yes.
Everybody's ready when I say, you know what? Let's talk about
I've had a lot frozen. I sold.
Monetary policy and how they make no sense.
That's a podcast.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Zoom as well. God, you remember when Zoom was like not even almost $500?
You know what? There's a lot of things I regret about Zoom. That.
Oh wow, look at gold including that.
Hold on 1 second.
Oral CYC in patients with advanced solid tumors and lymphomas.
Can you imagine Zoom goes back to 400 though? We just on funny shit. I hope that Zoom diluted like most of the shares.
There
At least sold something.
there is no way on this green earth, well, slightly brown and getting hot, but that happens. That Zoom ever returns to any
Short squeeze. You imagine they short squeeze Zoom?
that maybe that would be crazy and it'd have to be out of control quick, but like that would be the only case where I can see something crazy happening. Zoom, I'm sorry, it no matter how you slice it, you just made a more hyped up Skype. That's it. It's just Skype,
Yeah.
and that's why Skype doesn't exist anymore. Okay, it's
You
just
the colors, man.
yeah. You know what? They just made it look. It's just Skype, a dull version of Skype, without all the fun face filters and stuff like that. I think you do have background filters. Yeah, that's my opinion. Y'all, this is the time. If you are something is on your watch list, this is where you decide whether it is a high probability setup that is worth trading. If it is not, then what does it need to do in order to be that? Set your levels, plan your trades. Yeah, so just take your time to do that. I'm gonna grab my coffee really quick. I'll be right back.
The OSM was holding 40. Right. Achieving 3.3 billion suggested EBITDA by FY 2021. Charlie asked your assistant, Michael.
Did you guys miss Charlie last week? I did. Did her Lord Savior Kathy Woods by Zoom? I wouldn't doubt it. You guys saw her new Tesla price target? Like 4.6K? Yo, I want her plug's number, man.
ATPI
I'm giving her some exotic shit.
results that open account and label comprehension study for erectile dysfunction during Stendra. That's not a Tango Papa India API.
Dude, her Tesla price target is crazy.
HAS Hasbro on their conference call. Company says they have paused shipments into Russia and evaluating situation day by day. But that's something out there.
Let's see how today opens. If we get another push like we saw yesterday, which was that 15-minute that 15-minute open drive, then we're gonna probably see the same thing. If everything is driven into resistance right at the open, then we're gonna probably see a rejection, and then that's gonna be the word.
HAL Halliburton CEO says Haliburton fleet remains sold out. Overall market appears sold out for the second half of the year. That's Hotel Lima.
Oh, it's simple. If you want to do that, Max, you just need a couple $1 million. Obviously, you need a fund, or you can call it fund. You can say you care about your investors, but really, your investors can just be your own money. Nobody's really gonna check you. So you do that. You try to get on CNBC. You try to go live. You talk with their apes, because our CNBC has his apes, as Rolly likes to call them. You know, they're analysts, so they share with you, and you just tell their analysts, like, no, I think that, you know, this stock that I'm investing in, Pluto, I think Pluto's gonna go to, you know, 5,000. Mind you, Pluto's trading at like 20 cents. That's it. That's how you do it. That's how you become a stock influencer. And then everybody gets into Pluto. Pluto basically goes to from 20 cents to like $5. You know, we trigger a short squeeze. Next thing you know, Pluto's trading at like $50. That's it. That's
Or-
it.
Or you dance in front of a bunch of ticker names.
Or that. You could also do that with the figures in the background.
You just dance in front of a watch list. Okay, smart.
No, dude, Pluto is like just a word that I said. I have no idea about a company. Is that a company?
And AAPL Apollo. Paper says Apollo is going to work out. It's going to find.
Oh, it's free. That's why it's probably worth 20 cents. Hey, did anybody see any follow up with the Disney bid on UFC? Is Dana gonna sell or what? It'd be funny to see like all the like UFC like fighters with like a little looking ears on their shirts. I'd die of laughter. It's just funny, like in general, when you look at things like that. It's okay, you know, Disney can probably buy it. The same way it's okay for Google to have bought Nest thermostats, which Nest, not Nest thermostats. Nest was actually working on, you know, home surveillance. And what does Google have? A whole line of home surveillance. So it's okay for Google to buy them out because no, it's gonna strengthen their tech, right? It's okay for Google to do that. It's okay for Mickey to do that. But God forbid, poor Mark tries to buy something else. Still getting shit over Instagram. Monopoly rules only apply when you want to apply them.
All right. What are you talking about? Potter from left field.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stop Musk and the Twitter thing. That's for sure. But again, um, but they won't stop. Again, Disney from buying UFC. They won't stop. Google from buying a home surveillance company.
Yeah, Moderna down to 141. I might play Moderna, y'all. I'm gonna add that to the watch list.
Like chip.
Chip. NVIDIA has a crazy looking setup too. Have you seen NVIDIA?
Yeah.
It's right up against resistance, downtrend. So and it kind of it bounced off support. So NVIDIA, I have a 220.37, but it's still in range. So might. Do you think with all of the inventory coming back, with other markets being open, that we'll see a little bit more liquidity? Manny?
Yeah. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry. Yeah, I did.
The issue is just you know, we're gonna hold any setups that we have.
Somebody asked me, biggest company you're waiting for to report. I got to be honest with you. I don't have like one, because like there's sector specific companies that I like to watch, like Maxar, that I don't even bother signaling, because it's usually not ever, it's never a thing. I'm waiting for Maxar to catch up to its previous valuation, which is in the 60s and 70s. But I'm waiting for Facebook. I think Facebook's going to be a really crazy look at earnings. I'm curious to see if their Oculus headset is still costing them a ton of money, whether they're profitable now. And I think they lowered expectations last quarter. So he might be able to pull off a reversal. So, but I I still see users leaving those platforms in droves. So, actually, guys, I just recharted Nvidia. It looks like I was a little bit wrong on that. So I would actually say that today, possibly even just above 218.50 on Nvidia. There is a potential for a push up to 220, like I said, 220.50, and then that 223 mark. So if IFC fighter got a fight in Disney, oh, that'd be sick. All right, guys, we have 4 minutes to the bell. Looks like Twitter falls to new pre-market low on volume. CNBC David Faber reports Apollo isn't likely to join Elon Musk on the board, company board. Yes. The play for Tesla, um, a stop loss on SQ put anywhere above to 120, 150 would be mine. I would say Nvidia above that 218.75 and 220 is calls. That's green. And then below that 214.85 and 213.20, more than likely you'll see downside on that one. So to me, okay, so Tesla, the quick play that I see for Tesla, if we get one. So I do see the setup for a rising wedge right here. So take a look at that, which gives Tesla a potential, excuse me, a potential move up to halfway of its gap. So it's probably going to be around 10. And if Manny's right and we do end up having a choppy session or just not a ton of range, then we may see Tesla take its time to get up there. But I would say that 1017 is a decent target, 1017.85 for Tesla. Otherwise, there and really the setup is decent, but again, decent at most. I like Microsoft a little bit better, especially due to the fact that if it does break wherever it does, it has a good price targets both to the downside, so below 278.25. Let me go look at pre-market data. Oh shit. Yeah, so below that 278.35, you've got a target of 276.75 and 275 even, and then above you at 281.85, you've got a target of 285. So, all right, Twitter gonna poopy. I don't know. I feel like today might be yucky, but we'll see what happens.
Got a couple seconds.
Yep.
What the hell did Genesis become a brand? What the fuck?
Yeah, 120.65 on SQ to the upside. 181.50 for Microsoft to the upside. Facebook, 111.80 and or I would say 212.15. But the thing about this setup is that it has a lot of overhead, similar to Facebook and stuff like that. All right, we're open.
U.S. markets now open.
All right.
ERC line Green City acquisition. Shareholders approved and deadline to consummate business combination. That's Golf Romeo with Charlie Yankee.
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. What, why, what? Oh, shit. What is going on with a firm?
Give me a second, though. I think that's something live. I can't see shit. Okay.
All right, Moderna's gap filling here. Tesla's curling up. God, this rising wedge on Facebook is something else.
Sorry about that. Bro, what happened? Just stepping behind. Can't see shit.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm seeing everything build. The Dow's trying to build as well, but it's building into resistance. Minute after open.
I know, right? You just already tell. Thinking about taking a square call out of this 15-minute flag here, y'all. I still have my put from yesterday, but I'm probably gonna cut it. It's not down a lot at all. Where do I play my music from? It is steezy as fuck. This is the guy online. Right now I'm eyeballing this week's 122 on Square, or if we build to the upside here, or 125 for next week. Okay, Square's moving here. I'm gonna take that Square 122. 122 call for Square for this week. Cutting the put. Cut the put for a small loss. SQ stop loss right now is 118.85. I will leg into SQ above 122. Thank you. Yeah, I have to listen to music while I'm trading. Facebook's building. Yeah, I'm in SQ. I'll add to SQ for sure. Beautiful. What is this music though? I don't like that. Verud has a good setup above $13. All right, 122.55 on SQ here, 17%. What are you doing, Microsoft? Nothing cool.
SPY is building as well. Dow is building. Everything's driving up.
All right, adding to Square. Light. We are up against R1. That's why I'm light. This is resistance. Okay, we need to break and hold above it. And right now I have a trailing stop. Okay, so if we climb back below 120 or anywhere around 120, I'm out. All right, because I'm not like I'm borderline scalping right now. What the hell? Damn, Affirm is acting crazy right now. You said Lulu's breaking? Lulu has terrible spreads, unfortunately. I can't play Lulu anymore. Yeah. Fuck. All right, come on, Square, don't do this to me. Okay, small pullback here. We're fine. I'm still green on the original entry, red on the second entry here. yin and yang on there. So I'm hoping to bounce off this 120. This is still bullish. This candle closed. We just need to hold this mark. I'd like to bounce right here. Let's see. Does PayPal and Square run together? Have a perfect inverse head. Yeah, there's a good bounce there off SQ. Nice. Good bounce. Hold that. Well, PayPal looks like garbage until it climbs above 101.30. Those mRNA. Y'all, I'm gonna take a speculative put here on so light position for me on mRNA. 8 minutes for this candle to close.
Oh, so big tech does not kick off today. Today Netflix is recording.
Yep.
So don't trade the Nasdaq after hours.
I'm negotiating with these spreads right now on mRNA because I'm thinking of just taking the 150 right now. Just one on mRNA. Fuck. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to go ahead and think about cutting SQ. Unfortunately, we got 2 minutes and 23 seconds here. I am red on that position as of now. And let's see here. The setup is still really, really good for Square. I'm not going to let one 5-minute candle shake me out, but if it engulfs, I got to go. All right, hold 120. Hold 120. There it is. There it is on the Moderna. Moderna just broke 150. Clean break. That's not good. 1 minute and 39 seconds here in this 5-minute candle.
WBT, Warner Brothers Discovery, seeing the May 32 has calls, active 32 million contracts. That's Whiskey Bravo Delta, WBT. Shares of Warner Brothers Discovery, moving lower from 23.
Have your fingers on the trigger, guys. It's trying its hardest, as you guys can see here, to hold 120. All right, look at the little 1-minute flag here on SQ. We need to bounce back up above 120.70. I think we'll be good to go. If we continue to fall, guys, go ahead and adhere to your stop losses. PayPal is looking like it's about to dump out of a descending triangle. So it may be dragging SQ down.
One of the highs now, pulling back from the highs. Seeing the weekly $7.
HD's gone. All right, I think that's
about 5.5% for the high of $7.26.
I'm down 12%, guys, on that contract, which it's a small, it's a loss for sure. So 4 seconds left. It looks like we're about to reverse, Manny. Facebook down. Yep, we're going down. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the second entry on SQ.
Just made a new low.
Yeah, because right now SQ is about to go down. Facebook should be moving to the downside here. I might scalp it below 208.50. Looking at the 206.80 target, guys. One bad trade or one red trade doesn't stop me. So I'm out of that one SQ. I'm in the 150s for mRNA, and that's about it. Those are green. If you've got an mRNA to the downside, those are green. I may add. to that one. Actually, it's got some good momentum. I'm looking at that 147 mark to get hit. Anybody else grab mRNA? I went ahead and cut for a loss on SQ. I do have the original OG entry on SQ, which is still at 16%. The second one I had to cut out of respect for my stop loss. So, would I short PayPal? That's a good question. It does have a really bearish setup, but it has to hold that. If you draw a trend line, right, from here to there, you'll notice that it has a bit of a bear flag, right? That's what you would want to. So right now, as you reject that 101 level, which is the ceiling becomes the floor type thing, if that candle, that 15-minute candle, which has 3 minutes and 25 seconds left, if it, there we go, Moderna. Anybody in Moderna? Moderna? What is wrong with my voice? Anybody mRNA? Got it at 465. Nice. Yeah, I got burned a little bit on SQ. I still have the first entry, but the second entry got me smoked. So, I'm making up for it now. I'm about to cut break even. 99.90. So if you see that candle close here, you see the 1, 2, 3. But you have to close below 99.70, 99.90. But yes, it does look good. You know what, Hunt? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for, dude. Hunt has been on my ass about my pronunciations, dude. Like, like nobody checks me on Alcola for. No, you don't have to be sorry, bro. I think it's hilarious. Listen, if nobody does that, that's how Kanye West got out of control. Imagine if nobody did check me. I'd be pronouncing. Yeah, I was waiting on Lululemon. Dude, I used to call it Lulumon. I swear to God, I used to call it. I did because I didn't read. I just don't like. I don't care. Rurumon. I'm just like skipping over letters. Yeah, I'm still in SQ. I'm at 4% now, so I've recovered a little bit of that green. Limon. Nike to 135. Oh shit, Nike. Yeah, that sector's moving. What's Target doing? Oh, damn. Target. Wrong sector, dude. I'm still in Square, guys. Stick to tickers, G. Yeah, I still have Square. I just cut the second entry. Target though. Jeez, dude. Look at Target. I'm surprised Rolly didn't call Target. Oh my god, huge inverse head and shoulders. Yeah, holy shit, Target. You could see a 250 run on Target if it continues to move like this. SQ at 123 to 123. Yeah, we'll see. It needs to engulf that previous 5-minute candle. I'm green again on SQ, so I took a loss regardless. I'm still red on the SQ trade. I'm green. I just trimmed one contract off of mRNA. Waiting to see what we do here. We still have a little micro gap. And the 9-day moving average is lagging behind us right now. So I want to make sure that we do not try and pull off a reversal or something. Can I check McDonald's? Yeah. Looking good. McDonald's is looking good. Back up. What is... Oh, no. I'm sitting here wondering why my candlesticks are looking like this. I changed my debit card. I got a new debit card, and I forgot to change Trading Views, my billing, dude. Oh, my God. I'm trading naked. Not really, though. Just don't ban me, TikTok. Just joking.
Mexico's president Lopez Obrador says companies with lithium permits may need to have contracts reviewed.
Hey. All right. There you go. Take more of my money, trading view. Oh, alrighty. What do we got going on here? Hot dog water. Microsoft.
Johnson & Johnson shares hitting a record high 184.80.
What the fuck?
Right now up about 4%.
I'm playing the inverse of Johnson & Johnson right now. Moderna's dumping and Johnson & Johnson is literally ripping right now. Just hit 180. Yeah, off of the news. All right, SQ might want to go and finish that downside that we talked about, guys. SQ below 118. When things start moving like this, I have the opportunity now to cut that second entry, and we're gonna watch. We only make money by reacting to the market. Alrighty, if you guys are in mRNA, I'm gonna go ahead and take another pretty much 75% of the position off the table. That just recovered. Look at that. Green. Green.
ATER, a Tyrian usual activity, the May 7th.
Just keep it moving.
Alpha Tango Echo Romeo.
Oh shit. I missed out on Baba. Nah, I didn't. Never mind. Nothing's happening. It's at 91.17, which is the second level that I marked. Nice. So you got 91 right there, and then below 91, you've got that second level at 89.55. Microsoft, y'all, Microsoft above 181.32 and 182. I think 285, or I said 182, 280, 282, excuse me, 281.50 and 282.15. There's a possibility, and you could leg into something right here potentially, but you could take a 285 next week, potentially. I still have Square. Is anybody in Square with me still?
Break down at that level. So if we see a quick pullback on SPY, we're gonna see everything.
Tesla's popping. What are you talking about popping? Go look at the hourly. I'd hate to see what your popcorn looks like. Sorry, that was a bad joke. I'm just joking. Dad jokes are ruining my life. SQ right now has 41 minutes left in this hourly candle, 11 minutes left in this 15-minute. So the setup still looks okay. I'm still holding, but still a little bit of hot dog water. I took an L on that second. So that second entry for continuation on SQ reverse. So I enjoyed the loss like last year's Easter eggs. Nice. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Or playing cards with my brother's kids. That one doesn't really make much sense to me, but sounds pretty funny. Tesla is building underneath downtrend. Guys, take a look at my chart. Those of you guys watching Tesla, hourly time frame is where this is best viewed. So take a look at this. You got to see through the noise here. So looks like if you break this 1018, like I talked about today, if you break that 1018, there's a good chance that you can. I mean, you have a lot of, like Manny said, overhanging supply. You've got 1025, which is huge, and that likely could be the target for today if we do go green. So. Okay, still in SQ, cool. Anybody in Moderna still? Bobby up or Bobby, Baba. There you go. There you go, Hunt. I said Bobby. I just Bobby. Didn't have mRNA BP. Yeah, I know that. That's mRNA's dumb. I'm living in it. Get out of here, dude. Now, look at it. You've ingrained yourself in my subconscious. Now, every time I mispronounce something, I don't hear you, but I see digital text with a Tesla next to it. Come on, man. Do a kickflip SQ. You got an inverse head and shoulders. You got a cool build. Just do it. Just do it, okay? Yeah, still in square. And I do have a runner on mRNA, but I'm fairly certain we're gonna reverse here. Anything on meta? You know what? I'm really glad you asked because nothing's happened here so far. It's still within the setup. Look at the Manny. Look at this setup on the hourly for Moderna, or excuse me, Facebook. The best part is I can't pronounce or spell a damn thing over here playing. Facebook. I was just showing you that setup on Facebook, guys. SQ, give me my money back. Oh, let's go. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
what the fuck? How did that move up? Because damn, Spy got accepted.
Accepted. I love the way you phrase that. Hit the yuck. Yo, can someone can does anyone have
That was a really clean acceptance on Spy. Let's see if they're gonna hold it or they're gonna fucking dump this into everybody like they always do.
you're up against downtrend right now on Facebook, y'all. So right now Facebook has a great setup. You're building, you have a falling wedge, you've got a good 212.35 potential entry there. You've got a pivot point 214.47 and a 50 EMA, but usually so this may be the place to leg into Facebook, right? But of course you are up against the lower time frame downtrend. So right here, 5 minute, you'll notice that when I kind of turn this, now you have that, but you also have that. So it's almost like a smaller time frame pattern within that larger time frame. So that's what you want to break out. And the one thing that's concerning me right now is if you do not close and hold above 212, then hi Ellie, that you will reject and actually fall really, really hard, like Manny just said, and they could dump it. Hi, sweet pea. You're just going to the store again? Okay. What do you think? We're making money on SQ. If you had to cut that second contract, it's all good. The first one, the first entry is paying your way. So I'm up 30%. I was down. Wait, I have to be quiet? How's this gonna work? I have a target right now of 124.37.
I did. Daddy. Potato. Daddy.
Yes, baby. Don't do that. Be careful. SQ has pretty high volume right now, guys. I'm still holding. I think she pronounces better than you. Oh, man.
I want to work like
You
you.
want to work like me?
Mhm.
You don't want this curse.
I want to.
Oh, dear Ellie. So that's why the market's moving. Potter's crystal ball has arrived. Facebook is at 212. There it is. Oh, are you saying hi to yourself? They said quiet. That was a good move on Facebook. Look at Facebook. Hey, hey, no more. You're gonna exit daddy's positions. I need the money.
No, I need money.
What? You don't need any money.
Yeah.
Nope. What are you gonna do with the money?
Well, yellow white and money.
Are you gonna invest it?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Green.
It's green?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
A number.
Yep. Yep. We want it to go up, up, up. And hit. I want it to hit. No, don't say that. We want it to go up and hit the yellow line.
Yellow one. Ah.
Top Shelf says these are the only times I ever scalp. Yeah, I can scalp too. Hey, hold on. Let me see.
Hello.
Sorry, guys. There's Tesla's moving up against R1, guys. There it is. Facebook, yo. I'm anybody get into Facebook there? Did anybody
By the way, so I will speak on Thursday. He's also going to be speaking with Europe's central bank. So basically, himself from Europe.
No, I'm not finished with my bagel.
Okay, go eat your bagel. Sounds yummy.
No.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Good.
Great.
You're back.
I bought Facebook at 210.41. Excellent. Nice job. Nice job. Amazing. Be nice to Toothless, Ellie. Right now, Baba is above 92.63, and I would use pre-market lows, actually. Pre-market lows and pre-market highs. So Baba above $94 and below current low of day. So still in square. Facebook's moving here to the upside. That was a really, really nice break. I'd love to see these candles close here. I think R1 is 213.38 is the next one. So MR&A, if anybody has any runners, that bounce. So whenever we're looking at whether or not a stock can actually reverse or is going to actually reverse, we want to see what the bounce looks like. Is it sustained? Does it continue? And that's exactly what we're seeing right now is really, really weak price action. So I'm thinking that we might see continuation to the downside.
Yo, hey.
Very good.
I know who he is, so I'm gonna have to go meet him. I gotta head out by like 7:30.
All right. Guys, I grabbed one of those Facebooks. Holy shit, dude. Facebook is jacked up right now. I'm up 31%. Is anybody still in SQ? BA is running hot. There's one thing you guys have to know about me is I probably for the rest of my life will never trade BA. But with that being said, I think I remember doing analysis on this, right? Cup and handle. That's exactly what we talked about. Cup and handle on BA. We did this Sunday. Look at that. I could have, but I don't. All right, we need Moderna to retest that 150. If it crosses above 150, 150, then I'll cut the runner. Uber.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye, baby. I love you. What? Who are you talking about? Uber is in a tight little symmetrical triangle right now.
Toyota.
There are no waiting on me.
Nope, that is old. Go get a new one in the fridge. Okay.
More apple doll.
Beautiful.
course, for U.S. states where there's
Sorry, occasional baby visits. Yo, Facebook, what the going on here?
Everything woke up.
It did.
Everything. It's funny though, because what is it? It's already 10 a.m. Let's see this, folks.
Yeah, yeah. SQ, get up there, dude. I have completely recovered my losses on that SQ trade specifically. Overall, Moderna has made things a lot easier. I know that Rolly was signaling Microsoft for you guys, but that analysis yesterday and this morning on point. So double high five, double whammy from Microsoft. So yeah, that support bounce right there. You're up against R1. That's 182.67. The next level I've got for those are, let's see, we'll probably have the same levels. Let's see, 183. Okay, so I have a rounded number. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 180 182.62. Yeah, that's that pivot point right there. Perfect. Yeah, I've got 183.35 and then that target of 184.65 there. But that setup right there is so good. I didn't take it though. Look at that thing, Rolly.
NILE, NILE Holdings, Sports Capital, I would say
All right. I'm up 40% on SQ as of right now. We're getting really close to my target, which is 124. I'm not gonna test it, y'all. Yeah, dude, that's tag teaming stuff right there. Rolly, crushed. That's amazing, dude. I didn't have those levels typed out, so. What do you do that in Excel? I hate Excel so much. Oh, dude. Manny. Oh, he had to go. Okay, Manny had to step up. Damn, Microsoft. Yeah, you're on your way right there. Day trade boss. Yes, we do.
continue to supply our essential life-saving medicines in Russia. That's one of the new clinical studies that ceased enrollment of ongoing studies in the Ukraine and in Russia. That's
Moderna. Anybody in Moderna? Next leg down. I think here we come. Beautiful rejection. That is textbook. Right there. How do we know whether something's going to bounce and reverse or not? We do that with candlestick analysis, volume analysis, and we use those key levels. Guys, that is literally textbook right there. So let's see if we get that follow through move and drop below 147. It's not over yet, but it looks great. Yo, I'm online. What's up? All good, man. I'll talk to you in a minute. Peace. All right, let's see if SQ just gives us a little simple retest. Don't hope on Bava. Have a level where you're going to cut. So right now it is rejecting, okay, the top, that ceiling floor deal that you need to break above. Um, yeah, so I would just make sure that you have those levels set. If you're worrying about your runners too much, then your runners are not paid for probably, or it like if you have three contracts, like you're not leaving a runner if you leave one contract. You're still in the majority of your position. If you have 10 contracts and you leave a contract after a 50% trade, yeah, that's more Moderna making new lows here, heading for low of day. Guys, love that. But it all depends, like position sizing, stuff like that. If you're long, and you have five long contracts, and the play goes, over 100%, you think there's more, then leaving one there. Oftentimes, the way that I've chalked it up in my brain is that I want to essentially start trimming when contracts get paid for, to reduce my risk, especially with size. So, Ethereum longs. Yeah, I'm in SQ right now, for those who are asking. But SQ and Moderna, but Moderna I've already trimmed out a good butt. Bring the bagel to her. Yeah, when Ellie was in here, the market was moving. I might need to call her back in here. Yep, I see Tesla right there. That is my target right there. 1025.
NGD and very cloud science, the CEO, Dr. Joseph, to appear on Kensington conference.
Who in the Discord or TikTok? I guess, like, let me see a hand. Who feels like they still haven't selected a trading strategy? As far as that doesn't mean if you are a swinger and you occasionally scalp that you aren't sticking to your strategy. Um, but just as far as knowing what you're doing, what your strategy is, how you set entries, exits, and stop losses, and stuff like that, just definitively, right? So that is a reversal pattern on Microsoft, and if Microsoft closes this candle here in 20 minutes, I would anticipate Microsoft potentially breaking out of this. Potentially. Still learning. All right. New trader just watching. Awesome. I don't know how much room to give my exits. So a lot of the time, and I'm trying to multitask right now, but a lot of the times, um, it's a observation of your own personal habits, and schedule. That's where, if you're stressing about time and, like your job, if you work, let's say you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got Thursday and Friday off, and then you work the weekends, like obviously if you can, like looking at setups through the beginning of the week and then swinging into the rest of the week, like those are opportunities that you take, but you can't, like, so that would set you up for swing trading. Guys, if you're in Facebook, we're at 21358. I'm going to add to Facebook here. Facebook, holy shit. Sorry, excuse my language. Yuck. SQ, beautiful build. Beautiful build. My Facebook target right now, well, I mean, I just added a out of the money a 215, but the overall position target right now is, and that depends on where we go from here, is 216.50. If we break and push up to around 214.55, I'm probably going to trim out. Those who are asking about Baba, watch Baba starting to build to the upside. Microsoft, yo, Rolly, crushed, man. Tell me about it, Rolly. I need another set of eyes too. Facebook, dude. Roblox looking good. You know, I'm starting to gain opinions on the metaverse. Starting to starting to think thoughts. I think it's going to be one of the bigger bubbles going in the next 10 years. SQ new high of day 123.55. All right, Moderna's not breaking low of day, so we need to get a break. I work Monday through Friday, half days on Friday. What's a good setup? What does your work days look like? What's the time? What time do you have available on the market? Best books are in my Discord. They're free. So look at right here, guys. We're losing volume on SQ. That means that as we approach resistance with low volume, it is a higher likelihood that we're not going to break, right? High volume, clean break. Low volume, probably not. So 124.50, 44, if you are in a weekly contract, is likely a good place to think about taking profits. Is anybody in SQ that I know we cut that one, but I just want to make sure. All right. Well, if you are, this is where, like, say you got 5 contracts, right? If you're up 40%, which those contracts cost around 315, they're at 445 right now. You could go ahead and leave a runner to look for that 124.44 break. Facebook still making new high of day. Shit, man. Wow, so many setups played out. Microsoft played out. Facebook played out. Look at the falling wedge on that. 7:30 to 5 typically, but if work isn't busy, I'm free for a little bit throughout the day. So here's what I would recommend, or here's what I would do. Um, when I was working and trading, which I did for a while, the main thing that I had to do was I didn't have I worked trading hours, so like that was the big problem. It was at night and in the morning before I left for work where I was setting alerts, setting triggers, and I have it so that my alerts don't go off and then they're off forever. They go off and then they stay on either way. So if it crosses past my break point and I take it and then I see it's reversed back underneath it, obviously that's going to allow me to, make adjustments. Now, I will say that the climate that I was trading in, and that's one thing, like sometimes the climate that you step into has a lot to do with performance. But the climate that I was in was also kind of a technical wonderland where sometimes it was just throwing money at a good setup and letting it rip. So, um, but for the most part, I was taking those trades during my workday. When those triggers would hit, I just step off, buy the contract. I was going still light size, and I always kept a long expiration. So I made sure that my expiration was at least 2 to 3 weeks because I knew that I couldn't hold, or I couldn't do much else except for that. So, all right. Please tell me that's not what I think it is. Yes, it is. Guys, I'm going to get out of SQ. I'm going to get out of SQ. Look at the rising wedge. I think it may go tap resistance, so one more high on SQ. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out. That is a rising wedge for sure. So, yuck if your buck. I know, he's so comfy. Facebook had two. Yeah, Facebook is absolutely going bananas. So if you're at Facebook, I'm not even. I didn't formally signal this, so I don't feel like I should be talking about it as if I did. But I still have 216.25, 216.50. So look at the rising wedge up to resistance. All right, right here, right here, right here at new high of day. I'm out. If it breaks and moves to the upside, oh well. But I see what I see, so there it is. That's 50% on those contracts. 50%. And I'm out all the way on SQ. Good recovery. Totally green. No red for the day. If it breaks up past this level, by all means, please continue to hold. If you've trimmed, great move. But I'm going to continue to let the other things that like Facebook, which is absolutely losing its mind right now, to continue to do that. And I'm making money. So how about Microsoft? Oh, Rolly's got it. He's crushed it. That's done exactly what we talked about last night. His levels are super clean. So with the power of our forces combined, I bless this trade. No, I'm just kidding. 285.17. It's where I see it going. I do see it possibly settling here today. But if this is a breakout day, guys, I'm out of mRNA. Totally out of mRNA. That was a great trade. I'm trying not to like freak out right now on Facebook because I'm jacked up right now. I got some serious adrenaline. All right, let's see if I'm right about SQ. It's just a hunch. And with high volume, you will break these. You will break out from these smaller. It's a 1 minute rising wedge. So if volume returns, I would say we're cool. This is the point of control as well on Facebook. So for those of you who entered Facebook with me or added to Facebook at any point in time, this is where I trim a little bit of profits because where do you get moves like that every day? Look at that. Blech. Oh my gosh. I think SQ might actually do it. It might actually build and rip. No, you don't have to exit Facebook, but I just thought that that was a good place to TP. Good place to. Yes, I do use volume profile. I hope you guys are all printing right now. Anybody have any questions right now? Anybody struggling with something? Anybody making a bad decision? Anybody nervous? Anybody want me to take a look at anything? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. That was a huge push on Facebook. I'm gonna go ahead and trim one more. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Uber, watch Uber. How do I know when to take profits on Apple calls? When did you enter Apple? So you find targets by looking at previous levels of rejection or supply and demand. If you're new to trading, I feel that obviously candlestick analysis, stuff like that, but also supply and demand is essential. to learn it, to finding these targets, because it's essentially how you find resistance, et cetera, et cetera. So here on Apple, I would find it kind of, I don't think that you're going to reject here. But what you have to do is you have to find these potential targets and then evaluate. Okay, if you're watching the cues and you see volume starting to slow down, or whatever the case may be, then you start to look for an exit. But your exit also has to do with the contract that you're in. If you're in a weekly contract, you should already be trimming out at the, so look at it. You have a R1 resistance. This is 166.65. You've also had one, two, we'll count that, three, four, five taps of this one resistance. You've got a 200-day moving average there. So when you see a clean break, especially using a 5-minute pivot point, which is great for scalping sometimes. Yeah, a little FOMO on Facebook. That's a trade that I wish I would have caught it. We have had this setup. I've had this setup here for a minute, but because I'm preoccupied with other trades, I'm juggling a lot. It's not going to be perfect, but I took the trade, and you guys should be making bank, on, or should have made bank, because even right now, the IV is still very high. But anyway, I would say that this is a great place to take profit if you are in shorter expirations. If I was in a shorter expiration contract, I would be trimming and taking profits. What would also be my concern? So anytime you make a big move to the upside, you want to you expect and anticipate a pullback, but you need to know where that's going to happen. And oftentimes, if you leave a certain resistance unchecked or untapped, that's what will happen. And you can see that you break past these resistance really, really clean, unchecked. So there's the possibility with a decrease in volume and a small rejection that you could see Apple retest levels like 166 even, and even 165.80. So hopefully that helps. I don't know exactly what you're in, but find those levels. So if you're in something that's long, and you're holding and you're banking on this triple bottom that's coming off of the hourly and the 5-minute, then your target could be a little bit different. But a rejection here for Apple, I would say rejection here for Apple in the next 6 minutes, or even going into the next hourly candle, because that's what we're slowing down right now. We just we're about to close this hourly candle, so hopefully we'll see that next leg up. And I would say that if you do break up above that level, the next level is this pivot point on the hourly, which is 167.28. What's the simplest chart you still use? So don't, yeah, I would say I always go back to deleting everything and looking at the chart in itself. Um, like how some people you'll ask them where something is at in their room, and they'll be like, it's behind or below my dresser next to the dust bunny. Like that's kind of how I am with like charts. Like some of these lines, like people are like, all right, it may just kind of look a little bit messy. And don't let other people judge you, guys. Don't let other people influence you with just their opinions on, oh, your chart is dirty. Why do you have so many, indicate. If you're learning, don't, like, those people are not doing you any good by just flat out telling you that, like, you're like, without giving you reason, like, hey, maybe you don't need two different kinds of RSI, or something like that. Like that would be good advice. But just saying, your lines are ugly, or there's way too many, lines on your chart. Like, yeah, I like my spiderweb chart.
LCID boosted April 29, 22.5 calls action now.
I think you need to hedge BT. Like I said yesterday, I went ahead and I grabbed. If you look at it, the unfortunate thing here, we got to face reality with that one, is we had a good clean break, and I was hoping for just a clean retest. But you can no, you're fine. Yeah, you can probably see that without even charting it. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'll chart it really quick. Probably know what I'm about to say. I remove some lines that don't serve a purpose, but or I was wrong. But for the most part, I like to keep a lot of the previous. So, like for example, I had made I think last year made like a 200-300% play on Tesla. Just using the previous. I think I went over this multiple times for some of you guys who are kind of like OGs in the chat. Um, Hold on one second. I'll pick it up at 6:30. Thank you. Sorry, urgent text message. Can I be an OG? I think you are an OG. Um, but anyway, so Tesla, if you guys look, I'm still in Facebook Runner, so if anybody's still in, so go back to the daily time frame, and you'll see across the board that Tesla repeats itself, or when it has big events, it likes to move in consolidation patterns that look something like this. And those were repeated multiple times. As it got past its split, not so much, right? But that's how we actually got a good entry on that break. But here you had a triangle. They announced the split as it was looking to switch trend. Same thing there. You had a little symmetrical triangle as well. So a lot of that price action, and my charts look like that for a long time. Um, and I think that going back, we even had yeah, another kind of similar setup growing here, but I used to have a bad habit of loading a clean screen. Yeah, so like just being able to observe previous price action is good. I don't get volume profile. Volume profile is just showing you at certain price marks, right? So where the volume shows you what the volume is like during that 5 minute time period, this is showing you the volume at a certain price. So it'll oftentimes signify or let you know where those stronger levels are. So when you see a point of control, you'll also notice that right now Facebook is fighting with its point of control, and it ripped right up to it. The next level above it, when you start to zoom out and add more data, you'll see is around that 216 mark, which is my target. So um, CFG, do you mind looking at it? Yeah, no problem. I think Tesla looks terrible for a reversal right now.
That's HOTH, Hotel Oscar Tango Hotel. Shares spiking here now, 70 cents at the high, HOTH.
I might scalp Hoff.
Shares up about 5% at the high again. Hot announcing pipeline asset. Brain injury. Hotel Oscar Tango Hotel.
That's interesting. Pretty done for the day. We'll see if I scalp something later. Nice. Support is up 10%. Amazing. And when you hit those type of goals, step off and do your thing. I'm actually about to go ahead after I take a couple of your guys' requests, and we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Not shut it down. We'll call it a day. We'll see what Power Hour looks like. But yeah, so far, but what a great morning. I hope you guys made some money. We had a little boo boo on the SQ, but it's important for you guys to see that how we don't let that stop us. Change our mindset. Stay positive. Keep looking for the next thing. Um, so I don't know what this is, but no, just kidding. First Citizens Financial Group sounds like a communist country's bank. So moving that trend line based on that 50-day EMA and confluence. You've also got a good projection there. Hmm. So it looks like it wants to try, and it definitely has over a 2% gap, but it looks as if it wants to try to go and hit your resistance. And based on the chart that I see, or the resistance that I see in front of me, $46.13 seems probable. 46.50 potentially at the high, but it does look as if that is the trajectory. Now, I would say that this hourly candle, excuse me, is indicative of a potential reversal. You can see that 44.92 pulling all the way back down to 44. So if you do lose this wick, which is 43.44, you've got a level right here at 43 even, and then the remainder of that gap. But you'd likely bounce at levels like 42, 40, 40 and the gap fill. So I'll mark those out real quick, and you can screenshot them if you need to. But that's the level. That's a level. Yeah, so that's what I see on that one. Not a problem. What else we got? CCL. Oh my God. All right, so we talked about where it's at. This is a standard deviation channel now. Against the grain, these kind of we saw this across banks, travel, airlines. We saw a lot of these potential reversal patterns, or what looked to be reversal patterns. But one thing that I really, really love about standard deviation channels is the deviation channel itself, and this linear regression. First of all, that is exactly where we're consolidating right now. That is usually where you bounce off of 1, 2, 3, 4, and a flush. You get 1, 2, and crazy chop. It can't make up its mind. It's after earnings. And then you pull back with the rest of the market. Right now, you're actually a candidate for a potential head and shoulders if you do reverse at any point and you do not break above that standard deviation channel. If you do break above that standard deviation channel, $20.44 would be where I would speculate seeing CCL to the upside. That looks like a decent trend line there as well. And I would also possibly chalk up, I'm not 100% on that, but there you go. So from the start of that pattern and then down. And one thing to look forward to is the R3 resistance in line with that as well. So that would be a potential setup here. But of course, that would need we would need to see the 2050 area. So great day, guys. Love the team work. I'm out. Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We all do. So that's CCL right now. see. Let's look at Apple. So Apple above 167.20. That's a pivot point, but if you also step down a little bit, you'll see that lower time frame right here. And I was still thrown off by this, right? And I deleted it and drawn it again several times. So I'm thinking that this is kind of replicating possibly like the Facebook move. It's just honestly one of the charts where I'm just not digging. I'm not digging the price action nor direction. Right now, you're up against the ceiling, what was your floor yesterday, and you're moving up to your pivot point, which again is at 167. Downtrend is 168.23. If you do make your way up there, I think that would be more bullish than anything else. You have decent volume here, but it might be the setup that you need for the channel break. 169.50 and 170 would signify the chance for a potential reversal. Otherwise, if you continue to consolidate, or if you do hit your pivot point at 167 and you reject, then there is a greater chance of further downside, which could drop you all the way into the 161s area. So McDonald's May 6 finally green. Beautiful. Gotta hold. Gotta hang on tight. Is Facebook how to join? I'm not sure how many spots we have left, but we simplestacksinvestments.com. Or if you hit the link in the bio, the Facebook, the Discord, most of the Discord is free, the educational part and stuff like that. But if you're looking to join the premium side, that's it. So yeah, McDonald's is looking great. I'm gonna continue to hold that. Um, Not gonna add quite yet, but Facebook's moving to highs. Tesla's building underneath that 25 or 1025, sorry. The video. Be careful. Look at that. Look at that daily. You're not breaking quite yet. So you're heading up 223.16. You're literally right there. Microsoft just opened its new everything just opened new hourly candles, and you notice that you're starting to move a little bit more now. So this is the deviation. So just like we talked about with CCL, same thing here, where I have that deviation channel and it is curling up and off of that. It's real simple. There's a gap to fill all the way to 230. And as it moves above this 225.55, that's when you can start looking at that for either adding to your position that you currently have or whatever the case may be. Hold on one second. Is SQ? Okay, so look at that. SQ did pull back. Guys, potential re-entry on SQ.
FD, Meta files appeal against ban in Russia and designation as extremist organization. That's Russian affiliated news agency. Interfax being decided by Reuters. That's Foxtrot.
You know what? I think that it only has a move to around 125.85, y'all. So if you do get in a square and I'm not here, 125.85. But that means that 125.50 is more likely a great target. But I'm green on the day, guys. I am gonna go ahead and hop off. And I got a lot to do, unfortunately. So, um, do you do ET today? Energy transfer? No, I don't. I'm spoiled, I'll be honest with you. Rolly is the energy guy. If I want an energy play. He's probably got one. So
SPCE Virgin Galactic, the April $9 call, April 29, $9 call now on SPCE.
yeah, I did buy a little bit of Hoth. All right, everybody. I'm still in Facebook. Set your entries, set your stop losses, whatever the case may be. But I will catch you guys a little bit later in the day. Have a good day. Post your gains if you wish. DM me or drop your questions in the chat if you have any. And I will talk to you later. Peace out. Yes, the pivot point table that I'm talking about right here is essentially, guys, I'm buying a little bit more of Hop. But that is essentially going to be finding key levels for you, right? So where I find levels like this, 285, like those are obvious levels. These are basically going to be using, and you can change the data points, but mostly going to be using supply and demand. So finding key levels and stuff like that. But I'll be live a little bit later in the afternoon, guys. Hopefully you guys made any money. If you did make money, post it in the Discord in the gains chat. We'd love to see it. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys tuning in. YouTube, TikTok. Hopefully you guys learned something. If not, oh sorry. Peace out. Thank you. User 216-902-88290.
AMC shares spiking here.